Hello everyone. So kule video sizodiscussa past paper grade 10 maths paper 2 from November 2016, right? So sizobe senza ama question we trigonometry. Njengoba sengitshilo lapha egroupini ukuthi senze question 4 no question 5 under strict exam conditions. So question 4, it's out of 17 marks, and then question 5, it's out of 12 marks, right? So under in total it's 29 marks. Under exam conditions mele was allocated 35 minutes ukuthi wenze lama questions lawa way 2, right? So to practice the under exam conditions kuzokusiza ukuthi nawo khona ukubona ukuthi nasofika ku exam yamarehe uzokhona ukwaphendula lama question ngalesikhathi lesi basibekile, right? So kubalulekile ukuthi usijwayeze ukupractice under exam conditions. Okay, so sino question 4 lana. But a right angled triangle has sides A, B and C, and then angle theta is shown in this picture, and then but write down the following in terms of A, B and C, right? So must introduce a lesson in trigonometry. So Thomas discuss some trigonometric ratios. Mawukhumbula sithe when you are given a right angled triangle, ama trigonometric ratios wakho ukuthi wakhumbula uzosebenzisa uSOHCAHTOA, right? uSOHCAHTOA okay, still uSOHCAHTOA sizothi no, oops. Sorry. So sizosebenzisa uSOHCAHTOA nasine right angled triangle to define our trigonometric ratios, right? So sizoba no uSOHCAHTOA lapho sithi sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent, right? So lapha ku question A but calculate but write down the following in terms of A, B and C. They want us to write down cos theta in terms of A, B and C, right? If you look at the uSOHCAHTOA lapha sithi cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse ile side leli opposite ne right angle. The side leli adjacent ile side leli next to the angle, right? And then the opposite side is that one A, right? So cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, so cos theta will be B over C. Cos theta will be B over C, and then tan theta, tan is opposite over adjacent, right? So sizoba no A over B, A over B. Right now lana bathi sine 90 minus theta, right? So sine 90 minus theta uzo reduce this angle to besingayi discuss kuhle le topic yama reduction of angles. I thought ukuthi topic ebayi discuss ka grade 11 uzokhona ukubona ukuthi if you look at your cast diagram, in the first quadrant our angle will be between 90 degrees and 0, will be between 0 and 90, right? So now our reduction formulas, I think power introduce kuhle ka grade 11. From our reduction formulas you will know ukuthi I think kuzomele ngenze i-video enye si discuss ama reduction formulas. Okay, but then for now if you have sine 90 minus theta, that is the same as saying cos cos theta, right? That is the same as saying cos theta. So to prove this, let's say theta is equals to 60 degrees, right? Say theta is equals to, say angle theta is equals to 60 degrees, just to demonstrate that this is true. If theta is equals to 60 degrees, then 90 minus theta will be equals to 30 degrees, ne? So if you say sine of 30 degrees, press calculator yakuthi sine of 30 degrees, uzokubona ukuthi that is equals to 1/2, ne? It's 1/2. And then sithi thina sine of 90 minus theta is the same as cos theta. And then if you say cos, because theta is 60 degrees, if you say cos 60 degrees go calculator yakho, uzokubona ukuthi that is also 1/2. So ukuchaza ukuthi if I have theta and I say sine 90 minus theta, that will be the same as cos theta, right? Njengoba ngizama ukuchaza la, if you say theta is 60 degrees, then 90 minus theta will be 30 degrees, right? And then the sine of 90 minus theta, which is 30 degrees, is 1/2. And then lana city, that is the same as saying cos theta. Cos theta is 60 degrees is also 1/2. So this statement is true, ne? So cos theta, see again, cos is going back to SOHCAHTOA, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos will be B, cos theta will be B over C, right? And then says here 4.1.2 or 4.1.2 batini, but given if it is given that A is equals to 5 and theta is 50 degrees, calculate the numerical value of B. Okay, so if A is equals to 5, if A is equals to 5 and theta is equals to 50 degrees, calculate the numerical value of B, right? So there uzokubona ukuthi if you use this trigonometric ratio yaka tan, uzothi tan theta is opposite over adjacent, right? So tan theta is opposite over adjacent. The opposite side is A, the adjacent side is B, ne? And then they say if theta is 50 degrees, so we'll substitute 50 there, and then A is 5, we'll substitute 5 there, calculate the numerical value of B. And then from this you can see what B will be equals to 5. B will be equals to 5 divided by tan 50, right? So go calculator yako, you will see what 5 divided by tan 50 is 4.195 units. Okay, so 4.195 units. So that is question 4.1, and then we go to question 4.2. So let us copy question 4.2. Okay. So question 4.2 lapha bathi, given that the angle A is 38.2 degrees and angle B is 146.4 degrees, calculate the value of 2 cosec A plus cos 3B, right? So 2 cosec A plus cos 3B, right? So remember cosec is the reciprocal of sine. So lapha ku 2 cosec A uzoba no 2 times 1 over sine A, because cosec is the reciprocal of sine, ne? And then there you uzoba no cos 3B, right? So now so substitute uzoba no 2 times 1 over sine of 38.2, because angle A is 38.2 degrees, plus cos 3B. So cos 3 times B is 146 degrees, 146.4 degrees, right? So now puncture this in your calculator. Uzokuthola ukuthi this is equals to 3.42. Okay, so that's 4.2, and then we go to 4.3. Let's copy 4.3. And then 4.3 but simplify fully without the use of a calculator. So now this is where our special angles work, or they come in. Remember when we started with trigonometric ratios, and then ngathi kuma special angles, try to understand these triangles, right? 45 degrees, 45 degrees, lapho sino square root of 2, la sino 1, la sino 1. Right, 45 degrees is a special angle. And then another triangle ngathi we memorize or understand is this one, right? Sino 60 degrees, bese lapha sino 30 degrees, right? Bese lana siba no 2, siba no, la siba no square root of 3, la siba no 1, ne? 30 degrees lapha, ne? Right, so remember let's discuss some special angles. Ngathi mina, you should know these triangles. Now you will see why lama triangles abalulekile. Right, so labathi calculate, simplify fully without the use of a calculator. So now ku numerator uzoba no sine 45. Again, going back to SOHCAHTOA, you see ukuthi sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Sine of 45 degrees is nailapa. This is opposite over hypotenuse, so it's 1 over the square root of 2. So lapa is over no 1 over the square root of 2. Ne? And then now, if bapala ukuthi tan squared 60, this is the same as saying tan 60 degrees all squared, ne? Uthulo yango confusing lapha, it simply means this. So lapha ku tan 60 sizoba no ku tan 60, if you look at the this triangle, this second triangle, sino 60 degrees lap, and then we know what is tan from SOHCAHTOA. We know what tan is opposite over adjacent. So sizoba no square root of 3 over 1. So sizoba no square root of 3 over 1 all to the power squared, or to the power 2. right? And then sibe no cos 45. Again, going to our special triangle, cos 45, cos from SOHCAHTOA is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that is 1 over the square root of 2. And then now simplifying this, you will 1 over the square root of 2 and 1 over the square root of 2 will cancel. So uzosala no 3 over 1 to the power 2. Square root of 3 over 1, sorry, to the power 2. So now, you know, with anything divided by 1, it's just that number. And then square root of 3 squared is just 3. So this is how you simplify without the use of a calculator. And then by now you should see ukuthi why githi ama triangles lawa ayi-2 kufanele uwazi. So this is where we apply them. Okay, that is 4.3. And then 4.4 bathini. Given that 5 cos beta minus 3 is equals to 0, and beta is an angle between 0 and 90 degrees, and but if alpha plus beta is equals to 90 degrees, and alpha is an angle between 0 and 90, calculate the value of alpha. So lapha basinikele u 5 cos beta minus 3 is equals to 0. This simply means that if you solve for cos beta, uzobona ukuthi cos beta is equals to 3 over 5. And then now they want us to calculate cot alpha, right? And then we know ukuthi cot alpha is the reciprocal of tan alpha. So they want us to calculate 1 over tan alpha. Right? So now alpha we see there ukuthi alpha is alpha plus beta is equals to 90 degrees, ne? So now alpha plus beta is equals to 90 degrees. This means that alpha is equals to 90 degrees minus beta. Ne? So enye into basitshela yona ukuthi beta is between 0 and 90. So from a cast diagram yakho, sithe first quadrant all the ratios are positive, second only sine, third only tan, and then the fourth is only cos, that is positive. So we see ukuthi cos beta is 3 over 5. This is a positive number, so therefore we are not in this quadrant and we are also not in this quadrant. Again, babuye bathi beta is between 0 and 90. So this is the first quadrant where the angles are between 0 and 90. So we are not in the fourth quadrant. So now the Cartesian plane right angle triangle, it will lie in the first quadrant. Lapha sizoba no beta, and then city cos beta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse will be 5, the adjacent side will be 3. Ne? The adjacent side will be 3. So now, because we know what tan alpha is opposite over adjacent, so it's tan alpha is y over x. So we know the value of x is 3, and then the value of r is 5, but then we don't know the value of of y, sorry. So to calculate the value of y, we'll use the theorem of Pythagoras. And then we noting that we are in the first quadrant, we know what y is positive. So therefore we will take the positive square root of 5 squared minus 3 squared, which will give us, in punching this in your calculator, this is 4. So tan alpha is equals to 4 over 3. So now cot alpha, because it's the reciprocal of this, cot alpha will be equals to 3 over 4. Right? So yeah, that is 4.4. And then now going to question 5. Question 5. Stomesi lapha ku 5.1. Right, 5.1. So 5.1, but in the sketch below, triangle MNP is drawn having a right angle at N, and the side MN is 15 units. A is the midpoint of PN. If A is the midpoint, because this point divides this line into 2 equal halves. So therefore PA and NA are equal, right? Because A is the midpoint, right? So now they want us to calculate, and they also tell us this angle AMN is 21 degrees, right? So now they want us to calculate the side AN, right? So calculating the side AN, 5.1.1, calculating AN sizosebenzisa the trigonometric ratios, ne? So if you say tan of 21 degrees, we know what tan is opposite over adjacent. So no AN divided by 15, because tan is opposite over adjacent. So therefore AN is equals to 15 times tan 21 degrees, which is equals to, punching this in your calculator, AN is equals to 5.76 units. 5.76 units. Ne? And then now see 5.1.2, but he calculate the angle PMN. So they want this entire angle PMN, right? So calculating PMN, we will use the bigger triangle, ne? Now because we know what the AN is 5.7, because we know what the AN is 5.76 units, and we were told what the A is the midpoint of this line, it also means that PA is also 5.76 units, right? This is what the PA is equals to 5.76 units, right? Therefore the side PN is equals to 5.7 units, 5.676 units plus 5.76 units, right? So PN is equals to 5.76 plus 5.76. This is equals to 11.52 units. 11.52 units, right? So now in our bigger triangle we have this angle M that we want to calculate, and then we have N here, and then we have our right angle there, and then we know what this is 15 units, and then we have P there, and then we know what this is 11.52 units, right? That is the bigger triangle now. So this is the triangle that we're looking at, this bigger one. Yeah? So now calculating angle M, uzosebenzisa the trigonometric ratio yaka tan again. So uzoti tan M is equals to Pn over Mn, right? We know what Pn is Pn is equals to 11.52, and then Mn is 15 units, right? So therefore the angle M is equals to the inverse of tan 11.52 divided by 15, right? And then punching this in your calculator, you will see what this is equals to 37.52 degrees. So this angle is equals to 37.52 degrees, right? And then now going to question 5.1.3, sorry, they want us to calculate the side MP. So this is the side MP, right? Notice with the side MP is opposite that right angle. It's opposite to this 90 degrees. Therefore MP is the hypotenuse of the bigger triangle. Ne? So now using the theorem of Pythagoras, we will calculate MP by saying it is equals to the square root of mn squared plus Pn squared, right? And then we know what Mn is equals to 15 units, and then Pn is equals to 11.52 units. So now putting this in your calculator, Zoktoluguti MP is equals to 18.91 units, right? And then we're done with question 5.1. Now moving to question 5.2. Question 5.2. Question 5.2. But calculate theta. Calculate theta if 2 sine theta plus 15 is equals to 1.462, and theta is an angle between 0 and 90 degrees. So now from that given equation, 2 sine theta plus 15 degrees is equals to 1.462. We can say that sine theta, we want to solve for theta now, kule equation there, right? So sine, dividing both sides by 2, sizoba no sine theta plus 15 degrees is equals to 1.462 over 2, right? Which means that theta plus 15 degrees is equals to sine inverse of 1.462 divided by 2, right? Therefore theta will be equals to sine inverse of 1.462 divided by 2 minus 15 degrees. Now punching this in your calculator, the angle theta is equals to 46.97 degrees minus 15 degrees, which is equals to 31 5.97 degrees, right? So yeah, that is how you solve these questions. I hope indlela engichaze ngayo it makes sense. So by now guys, you should see with him trigonometry doesn't have to be difficult as long as was ama definition or ma trigonometric ratios wakho, and then was in solve ama equations. I think from trigonometry the tricky part could be when we have a situation that we need to solve ku Cartesian plane, like in the case here question 4.4. maybe that's when it can be difficult, right? But then otherwise trigonometry is doable, right? And then and it's 50% of paper 2 if I'm not mistaken. Look at question 6. This is trigonometry again. And then question 7, it's also trigonometry. Question 8, question 8 is not trigonometry. Okay, question 8 is not trigonometry. But then 50%, I think 50% of paper 2 is trigonometry. So 50 out of 100, I think it's from trigonometry. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that is how we solve these questions. I hope it makes sense. Yeah, if you have a question you can ask me lapho WhatsApp.